Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, Chapter 53, I believe. Yeah, 53. When we last left our heroes, Erika realized that her brother, whose name we learned was Sosuke, she and her brother spent a lot of time at this villa when they were kids, um, and then the gang looked around the house to see if they could find any more clues as to what happened to Sosuke. They eventually found a Mario Brothers parody with a save file from 3 days ago. And given that the only people who could access the villa were Erika, Sosuke, and her parents don't game, it had to be Sosuke. And so Nagi ran off into town to see if they could find some clues about him. Erika went to stop him because she was kind of terrified of her goal being completed, and she didn't really know, that kind of like panic kind of set in for her. Which then led to Nagi telling her that when they finally meet Sosuke, he will be there for her. All very good if you ignore the occasional Nagi-Sachi hints, which I'm going to because, But anyway, let's jump right on into 53rd Foul. Where do we go from here? And our picture here is of Sachi squatting down by like a fence with a cat like licking her finger, and she's looking up at a butterfly. It's time to head back, but instead becomes a date with Hiro. The excitement continues. So yeah, it looks like we might not really be sticking with last chapter's kind of cliffhanger, or last chapter's kind of promise. And we open with, it looks to be the same like later that day, because that's the same outfit Erika was wearing last chapter. But Erika says the taxi should be here soon. And Sachi stretches. Aw, already? And Hiro laughs. Our trip went by in the blink of an eye. And then Sachi asks, so in the end, what happened with Erika's brother? Well, for starters, we tried asking around the area, and we see a flashback of her and Nagi running around as Erika like accosts some shopkeeper. Someone with a face like this, she says, like pointing at Nagi. I can't say I have, but no one seems to know anything. And Sachi asks, that's it? What a letdown. Meanwhile, the two of us beat the game together. Alright. I'm glad they were doing important things. Yeah, Hiro-chan is wicked good. She knows all the secret techniques and stuff. Nagi thinks, seems like I missed out on something fun. But then Erika kind of brings the conversation back around. But there's still good news. At the very least, we know he was here 3 days ago. That would mean he's still in Japan, right? And Nagi responds, I thought for sure that he'd be overseas. Why did he think that? Is it just because, like, he's rich and he can kind of go anywhere? Or I don't know. I don't know if there's really any indication that, like, he would be overseas. Anyway, Erika responds, yeah, I was a bit uneasy about this. But luckily, Nagi-kun was there for me. I think I'm going to give it my best and keep searching. There's a good Nagi-Eri line right there. I am very happy about. Luckily, Nagi-kun was there for me. And Nagi smiles. Yeah. Just then, Erika notices, the car's here. Let's go. Just then, someone pulls at Nagi's shirt. Wait a second. Umino-kun and I are taking the train. That's Hiro, who is just kind of, I don't know. I feel like she's a little bit jealous of what Erika said there. Given what she admitted in 51 about wanting to be with Nagi, would you mind if I take him and all that? I feel like this is a direct like response to Erika's statement on the previous page, but we'll see. Nagi's kind of stunned, huh? And Hiro like winks at him, and Sachi asks, "What?" Erika responds, "What's this all of a sudden?" Sorry, there's just somewhere we want to go. Nagi, not really knowing what's going on, but you know what? He's along for the ride now. That's just how it is. And Erika just waves them off. Okay? And Sachi kind of grumbles. She's very clearly unhappy about this. But anyway, on the train, the two of them are just sitting there, staring out the window, and Nagi asks, so, let me ask, what's this about? You said you wanted to go somewhere, so basically you mean it's a date, right? And Hiro responds, you see, the truth is, and And they're just we see Nagi just stunned at whatever he sees. A shrine? Yep, it's seal collection time. I forgot about this. It's been too long since we've seen this plot line. Do you have it with you? Ah, I see. What was I getting ahead of myself for? That I like just how tired he is, which is like one we see it in the lines under his eyes in that tiny panel, which might be a response to the Sachi scene from 51. But also he's been like getting himself up into a frenzy over date with Hiro, and then it all kind of exhales with this is about seal collection. What was I getting ahead of myself for? Of course I brought it. To think there'd be a shrine somewhere like this. I know, right? I saw this place by chance yesterday. Races to the grounds, and she just bounds up the steps. This again? They make it to the entrance. Nagi very clearly out of breath. Hiro distinctly fine. And Hiro says, "For having guided us here today, we give our deepest thanks." Nagi looks up at her, kind of confused. "This is the hand of fate. It brought us here today." Fate? I might not look like it, but I am the heir to a shrine. Yeah, I guess, like, given her kind of religious background, it does make good sense that she's a bit more mystical, spiritual, I should say, than Nagi. As she's, like, very open, just, this is the hand of fate. I don't know. Anyway, I see. I remember now. Did he forget? Like, his line, I remember now, did he forget that she was the heir to a shrine? But anyway, we see them praying at the shrine. And Nagi is just praying for academic fulfillment over and over again. First place, and no lower. And we see he's, like, thinking about this so hard, he's a little out of breath. Seguo-san, what did you wish for? I didn't wish for anything. I only gave thanks for having arrived safely. Yeah, I think she's playing with him here. I think she's just messing with him. I think she's just kind of fucking around. And Nagi starts to freak out. How tainted am I? I'm besmirched in worldly desires. And Hiro just looks at him kind of questioningly. And then we see they've gotten the shrine seal. Wow, what an amazing seal. We did it, Umino-kun. We got the seal. And they kind of high-five. Yeah. Now that we've collected the seal, this is him thinking, what should we do next? Maybe grab a bite somewhere? Or collect another seal? Hiro kind of shoots him down there. Well, that does it. Let's head back. So I'm questioning, though. I said earlier that I thought this was a direct response to Erika growing closer to Nagi at the end of last chapter. But here, after Nagi's like, what if we go on another date? Or go somewhere, right? She says, well, that does it. Let's head back. And so that feels like, maybe I was misreading it, or maybe she's got something else going on in her head. I don't know. We got plenty of time before the train, too. Nagi just says to himself, it really was just for the seal. And then we cut to Sachi, in the car. No way, for real? And it's Erika, which I'm guessing is, they're talking about the conversation I've been bringing up all chapter 51. I heard her with my own 2 ears. Would you mind if I take him? Though she immediately fell asleep after that. And Sachi kind of freaks out. So that means she likes Nagi? And we have this shot of the driver. He might just be like, it's a little bit embarrassing to be a part of this conversation. But anyway, Erika looks away. It does, doesn't it? Sachi, to think such a person exists. Okay, you're one to talk. You are one to talk, you fucking incest girl. And then Erika tries to blow it off. No, I don't think it's possible. I think she must have just been sleep-talking. After all, Hiro-chan's so popular at school and all. She's just an amazing girl, you know? As if someone like her and Nagi-kun could ever, you know? And Sachi also deflecting in the same way Erika is. For real. No one in their right mind could like a gloomy, study-holic, unfriendly, insensitive guy like Nagi. He'd be satisfied just studying for the rest of his life. And we see they're both kind of it's very clearly an act. They're starting to sweat. As is the driver, who just does not want to be here. Awkward. And then Nagi and Hiro arrive back at the train station, I guess. with a do not enter sign. The station's closed? What's going on here? It's barely evening. Umino-kun, and she points at a sign, due to strong wind, today's operations have been suspended. We apologize for the inconvenience the ongoing station restoration may have caused you today. And Hiro just kind of laughs. What should we do? Whatever we do, it doesn't matter. There's nothing we can do. Sorry if you can hear my my dog barking in the background. It's about dog barking time of day. So, oof. And then Hiro looks at him kind of confused, or so I'd like to say, but just leave it to me. I'm curious. So he then says that was close. In a moment of panic, I almost lost my cool and embarrassed myself. So is it just like his panic that's embarrassing, or is there kind of like the implication that came to my mind is that now they can't go home, and neither of them are terribly rich. They're gonna have to like stay in some like seedy motel or something. They can't just get a driver. They have to do something. But that doesn't seem to be what his reaction is. First off, we should calm down and look for the train. And Hiro kind of like pokes fun at him. You need to calm down. There are no trains. This is bad. There aren't any buses to Tokyo, and a taxi would be too expensive. So yeah, we're seeing kind of the problem. Is he gonna suggest like a hotel or something? Seguo-san. Oh, and it's a bunch of like delinquents coming up. Yo, what's this? A couple? Go get a room. What happened here? You run into some train trouble? And we see Nagi kind of like starting to sweat. These troublemakers. Their timing couldn't be any worse. You know, we're kind of the same. We've run into some money trouble. You on vacation here? That means you've got money, don't you, boyfriend? Yo, this chick over here, one of them like eyes Hiro. She's pretty damn, and then Nagi just slugs him. Yeah. For a second I thought it was gonna be Hiro, but no, it was Nagi. Seguo-san, get down! And we turn around, and Hiro just pummeled the other three. We stand a queen. We stand a fucking queen. And Hiro just turns back, so nonchalant. Huh? Ha! And then she just questions again. And Nagi repeating, and then it starts to rain, and they're just completely drenched in the rain. And this is like the same second, right afterwards. And Hiro just says, I took down more of them than you. Not now! I love that Hiro's competitiveness comes up all the time. And so they just kind of end up sitting in the abandoned train station as the rain pours down around them. And Hiro just kind of smiles sadly. It looks like it'll be a while. Yeah. Think, Nagi. We can't just stay here like this. After all, our clothes are soaked through. What would I do if Seguo-san caught a cold? Then Hiro says, Umino-kun, where do we go from here? There's our money shot for the week. And of course, to make Nagi even more horny, you can very clearly see the outline of Hiro's bra under her wet shirt. And Nagi looks at her, and Hiro just kind of like looks away. He does not have a reaction there. I figured that the bra outline would specifically be there for like Nagi to get all horny. But it doesn't really seem to happen. And just then, back at the actual house, we hear Sachi running down the stairs. Oh no! This is bad! This is bad! Erika! Take a look at this! And then Erika reads it, huh? And it's a text from Nagi. I'm going to be staying somewhere else tonight. Like I fucking predicted. Next time we'll be getting the cover and lead color page of the magazine. Non-stop happy little accidents in the overnight stay episode. Okay, I can figure out what next chapter is going to be. It's going to be a classic, edgy comedy of errors. That's my guess. And, like, again, I am a Nagi Eri fan, first and foremost. But honestly, I enjoy Hiro so much that I don't mind at all. Getting a Hiro ship chapter. Better than getting a Sachi ship chapter. So yeah, I'm Hiro's a fun enough character that I'm pretty excited for next time. But for now, let's talk about the chapter we actually read and not what we're gonna read next week. This chapter was a lot of fun. First we have so some moments showing Erika's growing romantic affection for Nagi. First the less overt. Luckily Nagi-kun was there for me. That is like immediately followed by Hiro trying to like stake a claim in him. And whether or not that actually was her motivation or it was just to go see the seal, to go get the seal, is kind of unclear, but it could definitely be read that way. Less overt, or more overt, though, is the limo scene, where they're both very clear, where both Erika and Sachi are very clearly trying to distract from the fact that trying to act like there's no way that Hiro is in love with Nagi, and are both aware they're kind of wrong, given that they are both into Nagi, which again would be much better without Sachi because, oh boy, I'm not gonna. This is not really a Sachi chapter at all, so I'm not gonna really go into there. I have like 50 other Cuckoo videos to discuss why I don't like Sachi shipping. But anyway, it's nice. I really do like. I like it when you know character traits that seem kind of one-off get brought back almost at random in the way that actual personality traits do. Like seal collecting is not something that comes up very often with the premise of the series. But it's nice to get a reminder every couple dozen chapters or so that yeah, these two are dorks who love to collect seals. And Hiro's also hyper competitive. And I love both hyper competitive Hiro moments in this chapter. Both the racing up the stairs, and then on page 17, as they're getting like drenched in the rain, when we get to the delinquents, I took down more of them than you. It's just such a Hiro line. But yeah, I love the delinquents. It's kind of set up as this, Nagi's this knight in shining armor, here to save the girl, right? Especially because it's framed specifically when he starts to leer at Hiro, and then Hiro just does most of it herself. But also it doesn't do that to, like, put Nagi down. It's not like Nagi is weak. He needs to be saved. They're both strong. It's just, like, Hiro does it faster. So yeah, I really like that bit. And then we see that they're staying at a hotel, which is definitely going to lead to some kind of shenanigans next week. And that the Erika and Sachi are not going to be too happy to hear about the next day. So yeah, all in all, this is a really fun chapter. And I'm really looking forward to whatever kind of antics Nagi and Hiro get up to next week. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!